Hey YouTube, it's me, the person who makes fun of other YouTube stuff because that the video I made about J-Station the other day that did really well. It has, according to my YouTube analytics, it has 88 views. So let's get this to 100. If this gets 100 views, I will do a face reveal, even though you could just watch my first video. I showed my face, but still, I can do that. Today I'm going to be looking at My Story Animated. It is a weird channel. If you look here, there's a lot of people call it fake, like Jarvis Johnson and Diesel Patches. Yeah, they're fake and bad and weird. The reason we know they're fake is because this YouTuber here, Jarvis Johnson, he found out, I forgot how he did, but one day he found out that they're actually fake and they need voice actors and stuff, but whatever. You just watch Jarvis Johnson's content for that. He's funny too sometimes. Anyway, My Story Animated is the channel we will be looking at today because it is weird. This is a weird channel. As you can see, there are a lot of weird videos here, but the video I want to look at is I'm turning into a fish. That is a real video that this channel made. And here, let's check the About page real quick. My Story Animated is a digital platform that provides teenagers and adults the most interesting life experiences and changing stories with the world. That's why their stories are, I'm turning into a fish. I have 10 moms, and my mom homeschooled me, but she taught me everything she taught me was wrong. It's weird videos, but let's watch it.
We get it.
Oh, come
You
on.
don't really
ads.
want your kids watching videos.
Yeah, you do.
But
Stop
it
it.
can have...
Here we go. The authorized reproduction or whatever.
Hi, my
They have an intro now?
name is Sierra, and I developed a disgusting condition that completely ruined my life.
Pretty sure this isn't a real condition, but whatever.
But before I begin, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Yeah, do that on my channel, not on this channel. I'm starting to sound greedy.
Or
so
your whole room will smell as bad as I do. Now, I don't want to sound condescending when I say this, but I'm pretty. Like, really, really pretty. From the time I started school, I knew that. My mom entered me in beauty pageants from when I was 5 years old, and I won almost every single one. But
what does this have to do with turning into a fish?
In school, there was this girl named Monica who was the leader of the girls, and she was not a nice person.
You could go as far as to say, she's a bad girl. Like it just, oh come on.
Girl named Monica who was the leader of the girls, and she...
Like it says there, I was pointing to it physically on my screen, but you cannot see that. So there, bad girl.
Was not a nice person. She was gorgeous and dangerous. Honestly,
gorgeous and dangerous.
I was scared of her, but for years I saw how she treated and humiliated people she didn't like, so I knew I had to be on her good side. I made fun of people with her. I helped her pull pranks on the nerdy kids in our class. And
oh no, should I be scared of these people? Because I am a nerdy kid.
When we got into middle school, I did even worse things with her. We would hide other girls' clothes when they changed for gym class. We would spread rumors about the girls having crushes on popular guys. One time, we picked on this poor girl named Audrey. Really, I had no problem with Audrey. I thought she was really smart and nice. But Monica hated her. So she made me pull this prank with her. We told her that one of the popular boys liked her, and she should ask him to go to the school dance with her.
Such an intimidating prank.
When she asked the boy in front of everyone, he laughed in her face. She ran out of the room crying. Everyone was laughing at her, and I joined in. But inside...
What are these sound effects?
I felt really sad. How could I do this to her? I tried...
I can't help but notice on the side there's, I'm a real amphibian boy. What's the description? Thanks for watching. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Did they spell below right? I don't know. I'm too lazy.
I had to go up and talk to Audrey after, but I couldn't bring myself to. I I was so ashamed that I had been a part of that. For a couple of weeks, I felt terrible about it. And when I was in 7th grade,
I would
I
feel
had guys
terrible, too.
asking for my number left and right. Even some 8th graders were winking at me in the hall. But there was only
Whoa,
one I was interested
What
in.
the heck? The 8th graders?
Micah. He was a tall and handsome skateboarder, and he was seriously
What are these sound effects? What the heck?
everything I ever wanted in a guy. And one Friday afternoon, he asked
Friday afternoon.
seriously everything I ever wanted in a guy. And
Look at that Friday afternoon right there.
one Friday afternoon, he asked if I wanted to go to a party with him and his friends on Saturday. I played it cool and told him I'd be
I think I'm just gonna skip to the part. I almost said the fart, but I sound like a 4-year-old who finds that funny. Anyway, where does it show her turning into a fish? I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit.
ran out to tell
Oh
my
more
mom the
of these
smell
sound
was me.
effects.
She took one whiff of me and looked like she wanted to die.
I want to die watching this video.
She told me she'd take me to the doctors to see what was going on, and I started crying.
That is not a.
She told
This
me
isn't
she'd
good
take me to the
animation.
doctor's office. I wanted to go to the party. My mom scheduled an appointment for Monday and told me that I could borrow one of her strongest perfumes for the party. She told me the kids probably wouldn't notice anyway, and for some stupid reason, I believed her.
They probably wouldn't.
When I
notice,
showed
but
up at the
whatever.
party, I looked great, but I smelled like an old lady.
Old ladies don't have to smell bad. What?
I kept telling myself at least I didn't smell like fish.
Foreshadowing, I guess.
For about an hour or so, things were okay. Monica made fun of me for smelling like her grandma, but I brushed
What does a grandma have to do with? What does a grandma have to do with any of this?
it off by telling her the
This is about
perfume was
fish.
one of a kind from Paris, and she stopped making fun of me. I
wanna
started
read
getting
the
close
comments,
to
but I won't
Micah, and
save
I
that
was
for another
practically in heaven. He was so
Is that a pink mustache? Markiplier, they're stealing your look.
cute, I felt like my heart was gonna explode. We sat by a bonfire and talked a
What are these animations?
Laugh.
Even I can draw better than this. Except the hands. I cannot draw hands that good. Okay, fine. I'll give you a like just because of the hands. You could draw hands good.
But soon, people started asking what the horrible smell was. People were covering their noses, and I
It's her
did the
turning
same.
into a fish.
But it only made it worse for me. My sweaty hands smelled like a fish market. I kept up the facade for a while, but people were getting really uncomfortable. They looked around, trying to find someone or something to blame the smell on. The more they looked, the more nervous I got, and the worse the smell was. In my
I would say fish don't even smell that bad, but they really do, so.
panic,
Okay,
I
okay,
ran
that's
to the
legit.
bathroom. I tried to wash my armpits in the sink, and I piled on the random perfumes and creams that I found in the cabinet.
Why would they just have random perfumes? This isn't a house party, is it?
But when I walked out of the bathroom, everyone from the party was standing in the hallway. The minute I left, the smell went away, and they knew. I tried to say it wasn't me, but Monica
Whoa!
rolled her eyes. She knew better. Micah was standing right there, watching
These eyes look completely different. Look at these; they look like a Sith Lord's eyes. Oh no, I have to stop being a nerd. And this looks like the eyes I would draw.
it all happen, and he was covering his nose and mouth in disgust. I felt the tears
Oh no! Look at Little Goblin Jr. gonna cry. Oh come on. Okay, just
starting to
someone
form in my
just-
eyes. Monica shoved me back
In the comments of this video, just tell me to stop being a nerd.
in the bathroom and held the door shut, telling me to take a shower. I could hear absolutely everyone giggling.
That's a good point. Why didn't she take a shower before she went to the party? She knew she smelled awful. Why didn't she do that? They never mentioned that.
My heart sank. This couldn't be happening.
Oh no, my heart sank.
I tried to open the door and eventually I gave up and climbed through the window. I called my mom to pick me up. I spent the next day in
They seriously just reused
bed
the animations.
crying. My mom tried to comfort me, but I could see that she could hardly stand sitting beside me because I smelled
Oh my god, the music
so
is
bad. That day,
someone called John Williams. This is giving them a run for their. Oh, come on. Well, I keep making nerdy references. I can't stop. I'm sorry. I was trying to be funny, but no one even laughs at me making fun of myself in real life. Why do I do it on the internet now?
I stood in the shower for 4 hours until my
4
skin was
hours.
practically screaming. We strolled into the doctor's office the next morning, and everyone waiting in the office looked disgusted with
Did they look like the fish in SpongeBob? Like when I forgot what happened in that episode. Come on, stop showing up the coding.
my smell. I wanted to crawl into a hole and disappear, but even that wasn't as bad as what happened next. The doctor completely blew me off. I was in tears, telling him how much my condition was affecting me, and he laughed and told me to just take better care of my body. I had heard that some doctors were bad, but I had never encountered anyone that was that ignorant before.
I mean, I don't really know if smells can come from diseases because I've never had any, but I mean I've had whatever. But I'm pretty sure it's not bad.
And
Doctor.
unfortunately, I believed him. Before school the next morning, I got up at
Where does it turn into a fish? Here, let me.
Smiled at me. During our lunch break, I asked Audrey when she had come here. It turns out in 6th grade, the bullying had gotten so bad she decided to leave. I apologized for being mean to her, and she just shrugged, telling me it was in the past. I was so confused why she didn't react to my smell. And then she told me something that made everything make sense. Her allergies were acting up. She was the only person
Her allergies were acting up. Oh my god. Such a turn of events. Okay.
who would talk to me, the only person who would get close to me. And I knew I had to keep her around. I missed people so badly. I found out
Oh my god, these sound effects are horrible.
she was allergic to tree pollen. I'm not proud of what I did next, but every morning I ran out into the woods and shook trees and wiped their leaves down, collecting as much pollen as I could. When she wasn't looking, I rubbed the pollen on her desk, on her bag, even on her jacket. For weeks, her eyes were puffy and red, but we
Puffy and red.
were becoming great friends. Even after everything I had put her through, we were growing really
She was like on the sideline. Stop reusing
close,
animations.
and I felt terrible that I was making her sick. How could I do this to someone who cared about me?
What are these animations?
I thought back to what everyone else treated me like, and my heart sank. I couldn't afford to lose my only friend. So I kept rubbing pollen all over her stuff every chance I got. One time, she asked me why my hands were all yellow, and I changed the subject. I knew I couldn't keep this up forever. Audrey was even saying her parents wanted to move her somewhere without so much pollen so she wouldn't be sick. When Audrey started inviting me to her house, I knew I'd have to go eventually. I was afraid her parents would smell me and ask why I smelled so bad. I was so scared to be
Because alright, so we're 11 minutes into the video. There's only 2 more
Embarrassed
minutes left.
again. So I kept
And there's no mention of turning into a fish.
telling her I was busy. For a while, it worked okay. I could tell she was well, and Audrey
Filler,
told
I
me
don't
she'd
like
take
this.
me home at least. Logically, I should have just gotten in the car, but
Stop.
a ways into the woods, I just plopped down.
Just, oh my god, this story needs to say if they're gonna turn into a fish.
Her dad coming towards me until it was too late. I knew I was caught, so I just exploded. I told them everything. I smelled like fish constantly, and I was the reason Audrey was sick. I begged her dad not to move her away, and I begged Audrey to stay friends with me. I was shocked when her dad leaned down and told me he was a doctor. I had nothing to be ashamed of.
Nothing to be ashamed
I wasn't
of.
dirty or diseased. I just had a condition called trimethylaminuria. It was really rare, so a lot of doctors didn't understand it. I had never felt so relieved in my life.
Alright, I'm just gonna end the video here because there's no mention of fish. So, alright. Just go watch one of these guys' content. Jarvis Johnson, Diesel Patches, join in. Just watch those guys. Alright, bye.